Today I'm going to be installing the Orbit Smart Sprinkler Controller. It's a 12-zone unit that was just released recently, and I've got my hands on it. So the first thing I'm going to do is pop off the cover of my Ratio Generation 2 sprinkler controller. And I'm not going to unmount this thing because I really like it, and as soon as this review period is done, I'm just going to go right back to the Ratio. So I'm going to leave it mounted up here. I have a different spot over to the right that I'm going to mount the Orbit B-Hyve. Okay, let's start popping these things out. I did unplug the Ratio from the wall before I started. So I have a screw here from a previous install. I'm going to see if it'll just pop right on. It looks like it has kind of a hanger thing. I'm not really too psyched about that. I don't really like the hanger type screw. They don't really feel like they're mounted very solid. They kind of hang around and stuff, so. Man, I hate that. It's, I don't, Let's look at the owner's manual, see if they have any advice. Okay, so the owner's manual says that there are two preformed mounting holes. This is like a slot. It doesn't feel like a mounting hole, and then that's kind of a mounting hole. I could put a screw through there, but I'm kind of going into the air, so I'm just gonna try to put a screw through right here and see what happens. Does that look level? All right, that's not bad. It's a little shaky, but better than it was. Decently level, I suppose. This is still annoying me, so I'm going to go a little bit deeper. Okay, that's better. Okay, I'm on the App Store. I just searched for B-Hyve and I found it, so I'm going to get it. All right, let's boot up. Let's check it out and see what this thing's all about. Oh, the joys of creating an account for every darn thing. This is the first app I've seen with a giant end user legal agreement. Okay, so it looks like I'm gonna go search for the Orbit. Actually, I need to probably plug it in first. So it's probably gonna take a second to boot up. Oh, didn't take too long. Sweet, that wasn't bad. So now I'm going to put in my home Wi-Fi password. All right, now I'm going to put in my zip code. I'm going to name it, and the initial setup is finished. All right, so now I'm going to plug in some wires. I see this little thing hanging here, and that blocks the battery back up, I think, so I'm just going to pull it out. And it looks like actually, since I connected to Wi-Fi, my time is right now, so that's good. So I really like that it came with the little mini screwdriver because it makes putting these wires in quite an easy task. I've made a common mistake that I've done before. I did not route the wires through the bottom of the hole. I just put them on, and that's not going to work because it's not going to close on there. So let's do it all over again. All right, we've got it routed correctly. The door can close now. Let's go back into the app and see what they want us to do. All right, let's do some zone testing. I don't hear it. So zone 1 is not watering right now. This is the first time I've ever hooked it up and had it not work. So now it's time to troubleshoot this issue and double check the wires here. Everything looks good. Common 1, 2, 3, and 4 hooked up right. So I'm just going to do a manual run on the unit, and this is the first time I've played with this station. All 0 now. Oh, shit. Okay. Okay, I'm going to change the station. Station 1, let's go for 1 minute. Station 2, let's go for, oh, and I just heard it go. Station 2, go for 1 minute. Station 3, go for 1 minute. And Station 4, aka Zone 4, go for 1 minute. Okay, so that's, I can hear it going. That sounds good to me. So if I go back into the app right now, I'm gonna go into here, which is the zones. I'm going to this thing and I'm gonna add my zones manually. 1, 2, 3, 4, say done. Okay, so my zones are there. And now, okay, so now it's talking to the app because we can see that it says I have a manual run going in zone 1. There's only 10 seconds left, and I hear that it's going, so I'm just going to skip ahead. And now it's going to zone 2, and this is really cool. See how this is, it's going up in real time. It's saying 53 seconds left, and it shows that. That's neat. I really like that. So here's zone 2 is going fine. Zone 3 is hammering. And zone 4. So okay, so there was some kind of problem with the automatic setup, but when I did a manual run on the unit itself, and then I went into the app and set up the zones, it worked. So that manual, that wizard setup kind of failed for us, but I just went in and added manual zones, and they look pretty good. All right, so one thing I want to do is actually do some smart watering. So if I go to zone 1, I'm going to turn on smart watering, and now I'm going to go through and be like, hey, what kind of soil type do I have? Clay, soil, some really crappy soil, and the app just crashed. All right, we'll come on back in. All right, let's go back to our zones. Check out zone 1, turn on smart watering, set the soil type to clay. There's no save button, so I think I just hit back, and then I'm going to go to the plant type, and it's a lawn. And head type is a rotary on zone 1. And it gets full sun. And, there's about 4 sprinkler. Now there's 5 sprinkler heads in zone 5 and zone 1. It's an interesting question. Kind of slope. There's definitely a little bit of a slope. Yeah, let's give it that kind of slope. Catch cups. I don't even know what that means. Okay, so it's like you put a catch cup in the middle of your lawn to kind of see how much it actually waters. Don't have any. Tough stuff. All right, I'll go through and set that up for all my other zones as well. Okay, now that I have set up my zones, I'm going to go in and I'm going to see if I can set up a program now. So they're making me work for this. Let's say 8 o'clock a.m. and all the zones. So it's asking me how long I actually want to run the zones. I want you to tell me how long the zones should run. That's what Ratio and Rain Machine do. So how long should zone 1 run? 30 minutes? I don't know. This is kind of going back to the old days of trying to figure out everything myself. All right, 20 zones each, 20 minutes each. How about that? And we'll do every 1 day. Oh, every 2 days. That's kind of interesting. I like that. Watering budget 100%. Sure. I did a program down here, but then I have to go set it up here. I'm going to choose an existing. I'll do default. I'll save. Okay, so now A is default. I can look at my little calendar here. It shows me what's going on every other day for 30 minutes. That doesn't seem right. Compared to my Rain Machine or Ratio units, they don't water as much. This is still a lot of manual work. You're still kind of figuring it out for yourself. And that's really what I don't want to do in this day and age. I want to put in all that information that I did about the soil type And oh wait, now smart watering is off. Okay. So wait, smart watering is on for zone 2, zone 3, zone 1 and zone 4. Smart watering is off. Zone 3, it's on. Okay, maybe I didn't save it. Let's go back and set them up again. Okay, so I've been clicking around in the app a little bit more, and I think I've got it one more step closer to figuring it out. So I clicked on this little light bulb over here, and this says control smart watering. So these were all on already, and I set it to 8 a.m. So it says smart watering not scheduled, even if my program is on or off. I want it to smart water for me. I don't want to do a default thing where I'm just saying 20 minutes every day. So let's dig into the instruction manual a little bit more. So I just read through the manual, and I did not see anything in the manual that says anything about smart watering. But if you look at the box, it says choose to program your timer on the app at the timer, or allow the weather-based software to create a program for you. So I would like the weather-based software to create a program for me, but I don't know if that's possible. I'm going to contact support and see if they can help me. So this is the next day. I was at the sink this morning, and my water pressure was really low, so I was like, oh, I wonder if it's watering. So I checked out in the front, and my sprinklers were on. So I opened up the app, and it said smart watering is going right now. So that was pretty cool. And but my sprinklers had just watered the day before when I had the Ratio installed, so I skipped the smart watering. And now if I come out and I look, it says that the next start time, I know that's probably hard to read, is 9:33. And if I'm inside the app, it's kind of acting funky as well. It says my timer's offline, even though it's not, and it's kind of got this spinning thing going in the top left. But now it says, hey, your smart watering will begin at 8:56, but it's like 8:58 right now as I record this. So there's definitely some screwy stuff going on. It's not quite figured it out yet, but I did like that it was smart watering, even though I don't know when it decided to wake up and do smart watering. So if we look at the schedule here, it's just saying, hey, today is going to be the smart watering, which is fine, I guess. I would like to have kind of a heads up if there's going to be more coming, but we're not going to get that apparently. So I'm going to leave this going. I'm going to listen to see if the sprinklers start at 9:33, and we'll go from there. This is getting off to kind of a rocky start so far. Okay, so fast forward to 9:33 a.m. and my sprinklers are running right now. And on the controller, hard to read, I know, it says 23 minutes remain. But if I load up my app, it's telling a different story. So it says smart watering is going, and there are 0 seconds left in the front lawn. And the picture in the middle, disregard that. I was just testing out taking a photo for the zone, and it's my keyboard instead of my front lawn. But yep, pretty disappointing, pretty bad. Yeah, the app isn't really communicating. I don't know what's going on. I don't even know if I could switch it or stop it right now if I wanted to, because there's no controls. There's rain delay. But yeah, pretty disappointing. I guess I'm just gonna let the watering water, and we'll see what happens tomorrow. So as a side note, I use this phone to basically show off apps, but I'm actually recording on my main iPhone right now. And my main iPhone, when I open up the Orbit app, shows something completely different than this iPhone. So even more knocks in the negative column for this app and this device. So these videos aren't really meant to be a review. It's just meant to be an install guide to get it up and running. The previous 4 smart sprinkler controllers that I installed, basically I was ready to go within 30 minutes of getting them installed, getting the wires plugged in, getting the app set up. I guess I'm just going to call it a day and say that this is set up and it's installed, and we'll move into the review phase, and hopefully over the next 2 weeks this will sort itself out. Maybe I'll talk to customer support. I emailed them yesterday, of course. It's a Sunday, so I don't think they'll get back to me too soon. So we'll see. B-Hyve has not started off on a good footing.